It's now time for the Billy C. Show, part of the BillyCBoxing.com network.
And we're coming to you live from the Billy C. Studios in Lake George, New York. I'm Bill Calogero, and it's time for the Talking Boxing with Billy C. Show. Good day, good evening, good morning, whatever the hell you're listening. This is take two. We just had a problem with the system, so we're rebooting, and we're just going to get going right now. Today I want to talk about the heavyweight division and the rankings, which make me sick to my stomach, to be honest with you. For some reason, I started just deciding to take a look at the rankings, right, the other day, and I go and I take a look. It got me started when the fight, Danny Garcia was ranked at number 5 in junior middleweight division, and he hadn't even stepped in the ring in 19 months in WBC, who a lot of people regard as the most legit sanctioning body. They had him ranked at number 5, so for shits and giggles, I decided to look at the heavyweight division. And man, the rankings are all over the place. In the WBC, you got Wilder number 1, Joyce number 2, Parker number 3, Sanchez number 4, Andy Ruiz Jr. number 5, Arslan Makhmudov as number 6, Dillian White number 7, Luis Ortiz at number 8, Otto Allen at number 9, and Helinas at number 10. WBA, Daniel Dubois at number 1. Usyk is the champ. By the way, Tyson Fury, obviously, the champ at WBC. Michael Hunter, number 2 in the WBA. Helinas, number 3. Huey Fury, number 4. AJ at number 5. Martin Bacoli at number 6. Arslan Makhmudov at number 7. Trevor Bryan at number 8. Zan Kasabuski at number 9. And Lenier Pero at number 10. IBF doesn't have a number 1 rated fighter. Usyk, the champion. Ortiz, number 2. Hrgovic, number 3. Anthony Joshua, number 4. Joe Joyce, number 5. Joseph Parker, number 6. Martin Bacoli, number 7. Ajit Caballel at number 8. And Frank Sanchez, number 9. Tony Yoka at number 10. And the WBO, Usyk champ. Joe Joyce, number 1. Parker, 2. Sanchez, 3. Joshua, 4. Ortiz, 5. Zahili Zhang at number 6, Michael Hunter, number 7, Otto Wallen at number 8, Dempsey McKean at number 9, and Ali Aren Dezamarian, who just won on this past Friday night against Kowalski, Adam Kownacki. I'm sorry. He's at number 10. ESPN claims they go by the guy who beat the guy. I look at BoxRec and their computerized ranking is supposed to be all the best. Listen, the bottom line is this. When you look at the rankings, I took all the fighters and I wrote an article. It's up on BillyCBoxing.com. This is how I see it. Okay, this is how I see the top 10 in the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury's number 1. I'm not calling any champions because there's so many titles and belts out there, which brings me to the article that I wrote. If you missed it, think about this. There was a time when there were 10 ranked fighters. That's it. There was one world champion, 10 ranked fighters. So if you were a fighter and you got ranked at number 10, you were a pretty damn good fighter. Consider this, boys and girls. 4 major sanctioning bodies, and as you heard, there was very few of the fighters that were ranked in more than one sanctioning body. So in a sense, you could potentially have 40 guys, 40 different fighters in the top 10. So 40 guys could be walking around claiming they're in the top 10, which is ridiculous, all right, in my opinion. So this is the way I see it in the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury, clearly number 1. I look at him as the world champion. He's number 1, 32-0 with a draw. He's 33 years old. His last fight was a knockout win over Dillian White back in April of this year. Number 2, I have Usyk sitting at number 2. He's undefeated, 19-0, 35 years old. His last fight was a 12-round unanimous decision over Anthony Joshua last September. I have Anthony Joshua ranked at number 3. He's 24-2, 32 years old. His last fight was a 12 decision loss to Usyk, September 25th, 21. His 2 losses came at the hands of Usyk and Andy Ruiz Jr. Number 4, I have Deante Wilder. He hasn't fought. 28-3, 35 years old. His last fight was a 6-round stoppage to Tyson Fury back in April of this past. Actually, it was last year. He fought, and it wasn't in April. I forget when it was, but I have it marked. I'm sorry, it's October 9th, 2021. Dillian Whyte is. I read. Okay, man, I'm having all kinds of trouble today. Deante Wilder is 42 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. He's 36 years old. His last fight was an 11th round knockout loss to Tyson Fury on October 9th. Jesus, Billy C. Dillian Whyte is number 5 at 28-3, 35 years old. His last fight was a loss to Tyson Fury in April. I have Luis Ortiz at number 6. He's 172 years old. No, he's 43 years old, 33 wins, 2 losses. His last fight was a 6-round win over Charles Martin in January. I got Joe Joyce at number 7, 14-0, 36 years old. His last fight was a 4th-round stoppage over Christian Hammer in July, just recently. Joseph Parker, I have sitting at number 8. He's 30-2, 30 years old. His last fight was a 12-round decision over Chisora back in December. I got Otto Wallin at number 9. 24-1, 31 years old. He's looked good. His only loss coming at the hands of Tyson Fury. His last fight was a win over Rydell Booker in May. And at number 10, I have Andy Ruiz Jr., who is going to be fighting again soon. He's 34-2. His last fight was a 12-round decision over Chris Arreola. I thought it was an entertaining fight. Now, the 2 fighters I have on the cusp and 2 fighters that I'm interested in is Danny Dubois and Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez is 20-0. He's 30 years old. And Dubois is 18-1. He's 24 years old. Now, this backs up what I'm saying, what I'm going to say right now. When you look at Daniel Dubois, here he is, right? And, you know, he was quoted, he just beat Trevor Bryan for the WBA World Heavyweight title, okay? The WBA has him slated as the World Heavyweight Champ, the WBA. He's the regular heavyweight world champion. And a quote that Danny Dubois just said the other day is, I need to fight a step-up fight. Somebody like Chisora or White, okay? He says, I want a step-up fight, a real fight next, he says. Someone like Derek Chisora or Dillian Whyte, these are the guys I need to fight next in a step up in my career. These are the guys that'll give me a test. It'll test my chin. I want to give fans excitement. I need to settle things. If I could beat these guys, then I want a rematch with Joe Joyce. What does that tell you about the WBA and the fact that he even walked out of the ring with a world title after beating Trevor Bryan? I mean, doesn't that sum it up? I think it does. I think it does. And speaking of Danny Dubois, he's suing Don King. He claims he hasn't been paid. So I'm going to try and find out about that. But, you know, the truth of the matter is, you know, listen, you know, I hear it all the time. The heavyweight division isn't like it used to be. Look, we can't blame the fighters for the condition the heavyweight division is in. They can only fight the people that are in the division that are active today. I can criticize fighters when there is a fighter that they can fight and they choose not to. But as long as you're fighting every fighter in the division today, then you can't really complain, which doesn't happen all the time. You know, the O has taken over. The problem with fighting today, boxing today, I should say, not just the heavyweight division, all divisions, is they've gotten to the point where a promoter and a network that's going to broadcast and the fighters themselves, they're so afraid to lose because their value goes in the toilet after they get a loss, which is bullshit. It should not happen. You know, fighters learn from their mistakes, just like everybody else. They learn. And the fact that fighters today aren't challenged, when you dissect these records, you see that they're fighting all these, winnable fights. They don't challenge themselves until after they win a title. It's easy to win a title today. It's hard to keep it. I got to go back and you look at some of these fighters that all of a sudden they're guided to a title. And then, when they're fighting a title defense, you hear people saying, well, they're learning this and they're learning that. What are you talking about? If you're a world champion, you're supposed to have already learned all of that. It's crazy. I don't know what you guys think, but I want to hear from you because we are going to be doing a regular show. So give me your thoughts. Bill at BillyCBoxing.com. And let me know what your top 10 heavyweights are. I don't care about championships. Who's your top 10? Drop me an email, and we'll talk about it next time. I have a couple of observations, non-boxing observations that I want to mention. I don't know. I've been, spending a little more time on social media, and I see all this crap that is going on. A former Baywatch star, this Donna Derrico, all right? She's 54 years old, right? And she posted a couple of pictures of herself in a bikini, and she's being shamed. I don't know about you guys, but if you've seen the way this chick looks, I mean, what the hell are you shaming her for? She's gorgeous at 54. And by the way, take a look at some of these other 50-plus gorgeous women. J-Lo, how about Halle Berry? How about Angela Bassett, who's close to 60? Speaking of 60, Christy Brinkley I think she's past 65. They all look gorgeous. I'm sick of these social media people picking apart others. Now, granted, there are a little too many, self-portraits of people taking shots of themselves in bikini, and then, it's photoshopped and all of this. My other non-boxing observation, I actually have two more. One is Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Who gives a shit? I'm so sick of hearing about these two. Johnny Depp has ED. Heard was a stripper. Come on, man. They both drank and did drugs and all this stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Enough already with that. Enough already. And one other thing I'm going to mention, I'm going to stop boring you guys with non-boxing stuff, but hummingbirds. I get into watching birds, like I got the bird feeder up and I said, somebody said, check out hummingbird. So I put these two hummingbird feeders up, Next thing I know, it feel like, I'm a hummingbird sanctuary. I got hummingbirds flying all around. And next thing I realized that hummingbirds aren't the friendliest bird. I did a little research. They're the most vicious bird on the planet. They impel other hummingbirds, chasing them away from the nectar, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And another interesting thing I found out about hummingbirds. You know why hummingbirds hum? They don't know the words. Okay. Abner Mares is going to be returning to the ring. He's going to be fighting on the undercard of the Andy Ruiz fight in September. He's taking on Miguel Flores, 25-4. People are asking him, why are you doing it? You got a good gig on Showtime and all of this stuff. He says, I didn't want to leave that way, and I'm going to be I want to go out a winner. Mark my words. If he looks good against Flores, he's going to fight again. He'll fight again after that, and we'll see him probably get a title shot. The other fight, there's a fight this weekend that I'm kind of interested in. I don't know if you guys ever saw Blair the Flair Cobb. Ow! That's what he always does. I met him in Las Vegas, and he's he's a character. But the fight between him and Maurice Hooker, is supposed to be an entertaining fight. I'm not so sure. Blair the Flair Cobbs is an interesting guy. Is an interesting story. He's exciting. He's a character. His boxing ability, he's got a long way to go. I don't anticipate this to be a close fight, but we'll see. I'm going to be pulling for him for sure. Blair the Flair Cobbs. Also on that card, Michael Conlon is going to try and get another W. He lost. He's 16-1 with 8 knockouts, so I'll be watching that. As far as heavyweights, back to that real quick. This is what we got coming up. In the heavyweight division, Anthony Joshua Olandier Usyk is their rematch. scheduled for 12 rounds. It's taking place August 20th in Saudi Arabia. Will be on DAZN. Looking forward to that fight. We will be doing a pre-fight on that. And then also on that card, Philippe Hrgovic is taking on Zahili Zhang in an IBF heavyweight elimination fight. So I'll be interested in that one. And then September 4th is the Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz fight. It's a 12-round heavyweight fight. You know, I can't stand that fight is a pay-per-view. Can't stand it. Don't understand why, but I'm sure that we're all going to pay for it. But Jesus, why is that a pay-per-view fight, you know? But anyway, listen, I told you guys this was going to be short and sweet. I apologize for the problems we had at the beginning of the show. I bumped into something on the system, and it brought our sound down. But listen, it was a short and sweet show. I'm glad you could join us. Do me a favor, drop me an email, bill@billycboxing.com, and give me your top 10 heavyweights. Forget about titles. I just want who you think is your top 10. Also, some potential topics you want us to go over. I'm trying to I feel the fire's been lit again, and we will be back. I'm going to be working on getting the Sonny Liston. Paul Gallagher was supposed to be on the show several times, and I'm going to work on getting him back. So please drop me an email. Let me know your thoughts. And until next time, ciao, baby.